Okay, today I thought we'd have a walk round the lake, the long way around. Setting off from our house, we're now going to walk up towards the second phase of the development of our estate. Again, it's a lovely day. So, here we go. Okay, on the left here we have some holiday or short-term weekend bungalow chalets, which I think about 10 quid a night, something like that. Quite pleasant, quite close to the resort community centre, which we're just coming up to now. Fairly underutilised, to be honest. We get perhaps one or two wedding celebrations a couple of times a month, but it's certainly not in use more than once a week. It's quite a nice place, bit of a pool at the back, nice setting against the mountains. And here we go around to the right, out towards the countryside, and I'll sort of do a couple of little short clips as we make our way towards the road which leads to the golf club. On the right there are some fabulous flowering bushes, very attractive. Don't ask me what sort of bushes they are or plants, because it's not my forte, as you probably know. Okay, so we've just walked up that little stretch there, and we're going to walk along this estate road, which is probably a quarter of a mile long or something like that. On the right, there's a very nice development. I believe it's owned by a Dutch guy, never met him. Certainly got a few acres in there. Nice big pond or lake. I'd like to have a toot round one day, but the chances of that are fairly slim, seeing as I don't know the guy and I wouldn't know if I passed him in the street. On the left here is a canal which has got water in, as you can see. Water comes down the mountain. And a couple of 100 yards up there it does a left and it flows down into our resort and flows down the gully in our garden. Okay, over to the right we have phase 2 of our resort's development. I think there are a couple of houses being built at the moment, which is more than can be said for our part of the estate. I don't think anything's been built for 8-10 years or so. Probably unlikely it ever will be now. Property prices, supply and demand are pretty depressed at the moment, to be quite honest. There's plenty of supply, but not much demand. And the economy is fairly tight, and the average Thai salary is probably 10,000-12,000 quid a year, and you're looking at houses around here costing anything between 250,000 and 400,000 pounds, depending on the amount of land. So it's rather difficult for the average Thai to be able to afford to buy somewhere. In fact, most of them rent somewhere. Maybe in the future, if the economy picks up, get more people moving north. There was a trend a few years ago apparently from people who's originally from the north but had moved down south to Bangkok. Like all capital cities, that's where the bulk of the nation's wealth is. Plenty of commercial activity, plenty of money to be made if you work hard and get a decent break. So there is a chance that if the economy does pick up, people do well, they'll start to move back here, whether permanently or for holiday homes. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we now come to the end of the estate road. Just show you a view around here. Where that minibus has just come from, about a mile up there is the Alpine Golf Resort. Beautiful place, beautiful course. Wish I played. Anyway, we're going to turn right today and walk down this road for about another quarter of a mile, and then we'll meet the main road which runs from our village, which is called Ontai, and 20 miles down the road there's a little town called Lamphun. Whenever I say that, I always think of Chevy Chase and those fantastically funny films from the 1970s or whenever. You get quite busy down this road. No, obviously not at the moment. As you're aware, one drives on the left here in Thailand, like in the UK. So I'm walking down the right hand side of the road, facing the oncoming traffic. But every now and again on this stretch of the road I'll cross over because of the blind bends and there's not really anywhere to jump. If some racing driver from Thailand comes whizzing around the corner in his pickup truck, his motorbike, minibus, big bus or whatever. I can hear another vehicle coming up behind. Right, this is where I'm going to cross over to the other side of the road, just in case. But here on the left is a little shack selling golf balls. Never seen anybody stopping here and buying any, so I don't know how well he does. It's 1:45 in the afternoon, but that cockerel seems to have just woken up. Presume you could hear him in the background. There he is again. On the left here is obviously some cultivated land. You probably recognise the banana trees here. There are all sorts of bananas over in Thailand. There's the larger type, which we're used to in the UK, which I prefer, to be quite honest. But the Thais seem to really like different species, which are very small, probably 3-4 inches long, and they buy them in bunches, probably with 10 or 12 of these small fruits on. It costs about 60p. Sorry, wrong. About £1.40 for a bunch. Getting confused with conversion rates today. Obviously need a beer. Well. Keep walking. Let's see what we'll come across round the corner. Here we have another golf ball shack. Playing some music to entertain us today. The guy who runs this place is very friendly. He usually says hello. Nice. I think he's up there with his missus. Sawadee Kap! Sawadee Kap! Camera! Come Kap! Going to go over to the correct side of the road now. Okay, so we come to the end of the road, which leads up to the golf club. And we've now hit the main road. It's fairly quiet for a main road, to be quite honest. There's a road sign. What's that? 31 kilometres to Lamphun, 20 miles. Mobile shop. Mr. Speedy. Okay. We'll have a wander along the main road, back towards our place. Take a couple of clips on the way there. A couple of points of interest. But this stretch is not particularly exciting, so I'll give you a break. Nearly everywhere you'll go, you'll see these little places which are set up to sell drinks or home cooked food. All over Thailand, life revolves around food. At least it's very inexpensive and in the main excellent quality. And it's one way the native peoples look after themselves. They grow fruit and veg in the gardens, raise chickens. On the right here is a little curtain making factory. We're about half a mile from home now, and we employed them to make and fit the curtains in our home last year. Incredibly reasonable. And really well made. Lots of care and attention. Absolutely no complaints. Here we are, some free range chickens. Ah, looks like a moorhen. Just round this corner, get our first glimpse of our lake. Well, the community's lake, I call it our lake. As you can see, it's a lovely day today. I'm not sure of the temperature, but it's probably bottom 30s. Got a bit of a sweat on walking around, to be quite honest. I think I'll stop at our little lakeside cafe and have a banana milkshake when we get there. Just run across the road and show you the view. These are all paddy fields. Recently been seeded and looking quite green actually. Maybe they're hoping to get a couple of crops this year. Anyway, moving on. Here's the lake view. Mountains in the background. I always smile when I get this view. Makes me happy. Gorgeous. So lucky to live here. You can see across the road more paddy fields. Backdrop of mountains. There are a lot of fish in the lake. I don't think they're wonderfully edible, but some of them are a good half metre long, and a couple of times a year it's fishing season. I'm not sure if there are penalties if you get caught fishing out of season. I suspect you do. Anyway, when they do open it up for fishing, it's for 3 or 4 days. People come out with their families and they'll camp around the lake. sleep over, have barbecues. It's quite a pleasant event, to be quite honest. And this is a building which is obviously in the process of being constructed. It's going to be a covered market area where local farmers, small holders will come and sell their produce, which will be really handy because at the moment we have to travel 4 or 5 miles if we want to buy that sort of stuff. Gotta be careful where I put my feet, otherwise I'm going to go tumbling over, and that's without a beer. Here's our little cafe. I shall go and order my banana milkshake and I'll catch up with you once I've got it. Well, I'm now waiting for me banana milkshake. Just nice to sit down. It's a bit of a breeze here today, which is very pleasant. It'll probably take the young lady 5 minutes or so to make the milkshake. They don't do things with a great rush here in Thailand. It doesn't really matter, does it?